Finally, Europe. Never a subject you can shy away from. You've already heard me talk about where I think the European Union can help out in some of our energy problems. But let me be clear about the Lisbon Treaty, which calls for an EU President, an EU Foreign Secretary, an EU Army, an EU Police Force, an EU taxation policy. I don't think any of those things are acceptable. I think that once you move to those things, you remove the fundamental sovereignty of a country. And I think that those powers should remain in this country, and that's why I also am opposed to the Lisbon Treaty. And there's been some criticism about the grouping which we've now established in the European Parliament. But the reason we established that grouping has two reasons behind it. Number one, we didn't feel that it could carry on. It was almost hypocritical to be part of a grouping in the European Parliament which wants to see further federalisation. That's why we withdrew. But the partners which we've developed with the Czech Republic and the Polish has allowed that treaty in Lisbon not to be ratified yet, because our partners are actually running those countries and have said they are holding off ratifying the treaty so that we can have a referendum in this country after a general election and let the people of this country decide where we go forward. And I think it's wholly wrong to paint these parties who have come in with us as extremists. The Polish party who's in is the party of Lech Wałęsa, the man who stood up to communism, the man who stood up for freedom and right. If we scratch the surface of who some of the Labour Party are in with, you will find as many people with dubious backgrounds as you can in any of the parties in political European Union. But the fact of the matter is that these are middle right-wing parties who we've grouped with, who don't want to see a further federalisation, want to see the trading bloc. And there is definite need for reform in the European Union. And this economic crisis has shown that more than anything else. Because some of the East European countries, such as Lithuania and Estonia, have had huge economic troubles which the European Union has almost walked away from. And that is dangerous, because that's the sort of thing which, if people get let down, can cause problems on the street. I'm going to stop there and take questions.